Hey guys, I'm Jamie Shahan from Teal Lollipops Wreaths, and we're making a tribute wreath today. So thank you for joining my YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is Teal Lollipops. So I'm in the process of making, I'll pan this down here. I'm in the process of making a hero wreath. Here's the sign that we're going to put on it. It says, "My heroes wear scrubs," and it's got some blues and some blacks and reds, and those are the colors that I'm going to be playing off of. So I've started with a pine wreath that I got on sale from Hobby Lobby at half off last year at the end of Christmas. And I'm pairing that with some black mesh, and the ribbons that I've chosen play off of the reds and the blacks and the blues. I've got the red polka dot and the blue handkerchief, and then I've got the black and white check and the black and white stripe ticking. So this is like mattress ticking style, or the ticking from pillowcases, pillow coverings. So I've already gone around the bottom, and I'm just starting the top row. I'm doing 10-inch poofs. It's a gather and poof method. Let's find this edge. So you keep your edges on the outside. I'm doing 10-inch poofs. So what I've done is I have marked 10 equally spaced locations at the bottom, and I've marked 8 equally spaced locations at the top, and I've marked where I'm going to be placing them with just a little sliver of a pipe cleaner that I've cut, and I just crimp it on the top of where I want my next poof to be. So that's how I know where I'm going to be placing them. So I'm going to pull these poofs, or this evergreen, out a little bit. So I kind of folded it in so I could do the bottom roll. Now I'm going to fluff it back out a little bit. All right, so I'm on the top row now. Probably half on the inside, half on the outside, something like that. Kind of did that on the bottom, where I just made a channel and put half on the one side of the poof and half on the other. Okay, so find my edges. There they are. Just go to the next mark, and I'll go all the way around. 10-inch poof, fluffing as I go until I come back around here on the other side. And just go to my next mark, which is right there. My next mark, there it is. So I am a nurse. I work at a major medical facility here in Central Arkansas, and we haven't furloughed a lot of people, but I think we have furloughed some. I don't think that any of our nurses have been furloughed. I haven't been furloughed. I work in the operating room, and even though cases are down, I haven't been furloughed. Praise the Lord for that. But what has happened with me is I have been reassigned. So my schedule is not the same. So this has started to twist. So I'm just going to try to find my edges again. So there's the bottom edge. And there's the other edge. So my schedule is not 7 to 7 these days. I'm working whatever they need me to work. So today I'm actually doing my first night shift. I haven't done night shifts in a long time, and so I'm not looking forward to that, but I still have a paycheck coming in, and I still have a job, and they haven't cut my pay, so I'm gonna choose to be blessed with that instead of angry or upset. There are millions of people who aren't getting their paychecks, so I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna choose to be happy. I'll probably try to lay down today and take a good nap. I mean, this lady is in bed by 8 o'clock watching TV, reading a book, working on this new business that I've got going, making wreaths and things. So this is difficult. Will be difficult for me to be up. Let's put a few of these on the inside. I don't want everything on one side or the other. I want them evenly spaced out. Ooh, grabbed one there. So you're just going along, measuring 10 inches, attaching it, and then ruffling it up, poofing it up. Let's get some down. Let's get some up. Just trying to put it where it looks like it wants to naturally lie. I'm really liking working with these evergreens. I've only done a couple with the evergreen, but they're filling in the gaps nicely. So I don't have to worry about seeing the frame, the wreath frame. All right, here's where I started. So I'm going to attach right there as well. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. Put that ball at the table, off of the table in there. Okay. So let's get a zip tie. I'm going to get a black one. We'll come through here and zip tie this in place. Send that to the back. And I'll turn this over so y'all can see. So here's where we started originally. There's a zip tie here, and then here's this zip tie. Pull it as tight as you can get it, and then just clip it off really short as you can get it. All right, so next we're going to cut the ribbon. So I'm going to set this aside. All right, let's see what I measured these at. I may have measured these a little long. Okay, so I measured those at 14 inches, but I don't really want 14 inches. I'm going to do 12. So we're going to measure these at 12 inches just to save ribbon. I don't have a ribbon measurer, so I'm just going to wrap it up and cut it. I've got 18 pipe cleaners or 18 twists, and I've got 2 sets of ribbon, so I need 9 of each. So there's 2. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there's 9. All right, so we're going to measure it again. This is right at 12, and let's cut it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there are indeed 9. I always double count because oftentimes I will have 10 in there. So find the inside, put your scissors in there, pull it tight, and then just start cutting. This is wired ribbon. You always use wired ribbon. Okay, this is kind of thick, and this actually could qualify as double-sided ribbon, so that's good. So when I go to make a bow, it won't matter. I don't have to twist. This is really thick, so I'm just going to do 2 at a time because it's so thick. Fold it lengthwise, cut it at a 45-degree angle. Yeah, this is pretty thick. Need some better scissors. It's wanting to fray on the end there, but that's it. So I'm going to dovetail all of these, and then we'll move on to the next ribbon. So this is 1.5 inch ribbon. So you choose 2 coordinating 1.5 inch ribbon and 2 coordinating 2.5 inch ribbon. This is pretty thick. You can use 4 2.5 inch ribbons or 4 1.5 inch ribbon. I mean, I think that just the standard in the industry is to use 2 and 2, but you know, it's your wreath. Make it what you want. If all you have are 1.5 inch ribbon, who's to say that that's wrong? Alright, so there's those. Now this is the check, black and white check, the other 1.5. We need 9 of these. So there's 2. There's 3. 4. 5. 6. 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They are indeed 12 inches. So you guys, if you like this video, I would appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up, a heart, a share. That's how you make it in this business. You know, it's not just that you know how to make pretty things, it's that you know how to market yourself. And when you like and share and follow, I'd love it if you'd follow me. That's how you get found, and then that leads people to buy your pretty things that you're making. This is wanting to fray pretty good, so I may have to put some fray away, I think that's what it's called, on this. When you're picking out your ribbon, if you'll choose a ribbon that's not quite so thin, it's easier to work with. Might not be easy to cut, but in the long run, it's easier to work with. The stiffer the ribbon, the prettier it is on your wreath, because the more it will stay in place where you put it, because you bend it and shape it to how you like it. All right, so this is the 2.5 inch ribbon, 12 inches. That's about right there. So there's 2. There are some measuring devices which will make quick work of your ribbon, and I just haven't gotten any yet, but I will. There's 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, one more, I think. So if you're new to making wreaths and you just don't know the business side of it or even how to, find yourself a group to get into. Join a group and then watch videos. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's how I did it. I joined the first group, which was all about teaching me how. And then I joined another group. The first group was to teach me how to make them. And then I joined another group to learn the business side of it. So oftentimes groups will do both, but sometimes they will focus more on one or the other. And then when you find somebody you like, if they have a group, then they may have a group for both, a separate group for both. If you like that person, I would join all of their groups if you can afford it. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can cut this many at one time. I think I need better scissors. Love this ribbon, love it. Fold it lengthwise in half, cut from the fold to the wired edge at about a 45-degree angle. The steeper it is, the longer your dovetails will be. Less steep it is, the more blunter your dovetails will be. Sometimes there is a place for blunted dovetails. I find that that's usually with the cheaper, thinner ribbon, because the thicker ribbon can hold up better and withstand being a thinner tail. This is giving me problems here. I just do 2. The thinner ribbon doesn't seem to hold its shape as well, so it needs to be more blunted. It doesn't look as good that way though, when it's more blunted. So y'all, the name of my shop is Teal Lollipops, just like this YouTube channel. If you would, check it out. See what you think. So now we're gonna go to the red ribbon. So there are several places that you can get your ribbon. Hobby Lobby, of course, you can get it. When it has its seasons, you'll be able to get Christmas ribbon and Easter ribbon. But its everyday ribbon is a little thin. Occasionally you'll find some that's good. But I find that if you get your ribbon from online stores, that you get a better quality ribbon. All right, so there's 12. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is really thick ribbon too. 8, one more. 9, it's still about 12 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I do indeed have 9. So this particular ribbon I got from Craft Outlet, and it's 50 yards. So I don't remember how much I paid for it, but probably $15, $20 for 50 yards. So you do the math on that. Usually I just will divide that by 5 for 10-yard rolls, and that's about what I would pay for. That's how much I would get in an average spool of ribbon. 10 yards, I believe. And it usually ends up a much better price. So if you can afford to buy a 50-yard roll, do that. All right, this is thicker, so I'm gonna have to cut it in smaller. Can't do 5 at a time, I'm gonna do 2. Fold it lengthwise, 45-degree angle, cut toward the wire. Lengthwise, 45-degrey angle, cut toward the wire. So usually I have all this done before I do a video, but I had time on my hands. I needed to make a wreath, so I thought I'll just video it. So if you're just coming in, my name is Jamie Shahan. I'm with Teal Lollipops Wreaths. That's my Etsy channel. My YouTube channel is Teal Lollipops. If you are learning or enjoying watching or just supporting, please follow, like, and share. That's how you learn how to market yourself. That's how you market yourself and get your name out there. Hopefully I'll teach you something that you don't already know, or you'll just have fun watching. Now, this is not live, it's pre-recorded. I think you have to have some ungodly number of followers. 10,000 followers, a crazy number, before they'll let you do lives on YouTube. That's what I've heard. I haven't checked into it. All right, so we're going to start pairing these. So I'm going to pair, probably, this is how I'd planned on it, but I could go either way. Actually, it doesn't matter. I could do that, or I could do that. I think I like that better for some reason. It's better, more pleasing to the eye. So I lay the 1.5 inch on top of the 2.5 inch. Find somewhere in the center, which would be at the 6. Now I just eyeball it. I just find somewhere in the center. Now some people will measure it and get exactly 6. Some people will eyeball it, or you can fold it in half and then just do a little crimp. And when you unfold it, that's going to be your center mark. And so you start gathering it in the very center, and then you either fold it like a V, or you curve it like bird wings. That's going to end up all over. Let me see if I can get rid of this trash so it doesn't end up all in the wreath. Okay, so then you just start placing it wherever you've gathered. Take these off as I go along. So you can either do them in opposite directions like that, or you can do them going the same direction like that. So I think I'm going to do that way. And we'll just alternate ribbons. Those little things are hard to get off. So I got into this business just because I thought I could do it. You know, about October, November each year, I start burning up Pinterest trying to find ideas for decorating the house. And I've been doing it for several years. I mean, I wasn't always successful with my house decorating for the holidays, but then when the grandbabies came along, that really ramped up. I wanted to create, you know, a beautiful environment for the grandbabies. Well, last year I started looking through Pinterest and decorated my front porch, and I thought, I can do that. You know, I've seen what they're selling on Etsy, and I can do that. So I opened up my Etsy shop in October or November of 2019. And now here I am trying to make a go of it with videos. So I do some Facebook Lives. Haven't done but a couple. And YouTube. Let's see. Let me move these a little bit. And that's how you market yourself with social media, is you do Facebook Lives and you do YouTube videos and you do Pinterest. So I'm just alternating these. So if you're just joining, I've got let's see how big this wreath form is. I'm going to measure from round bar to round bar. So I have a 16-inch work wreath form that's got the pine needles that I got at the end of Christmas last year. And I'm doing a deco mesh wreath. And I'm doing the poof method. So I've taken black 21-inch deco mesh, and I've done 10-inch poofs all the way around. So the wreath form doesn't have the markings for where you're supposed to, you know, gather your poofs. So what I did was just evenly space 10 on the bottom and 8 on the top for a total of 18. And I just marked them with little pieces of pipe cleaner. Just evenly space them. 8 on the top, 10 on the bottom. So 10-inch poofs, and then I've come back, and where I have attached the poofs is where I'm attaching the ribbon. So I've got two coordinating 2.5-inch ribbon and two coordinating 1.5-inch ribbon. And I'm pairing a 1.5 and a 2.5 together. Scrunching them in the middle and then attaching them at the attachment point. So the colors I've chosen play off of the sign, and that's how I always figure out what colors. Here's the sign, and it says "My Heroes Wear Scrubs." And so I've chosen the colors. So I've gotten the red, the black, and the blue. That's my color scheme that I'm going with. So I've done the bottom row. Now we're going to start at the top. Doesn't matter where you start or with which ribbon. Doesn't matter. So find the center point, pinch it together, come to your top attachment, and wire it down. Now we'll just go around the top, doing the same thing we just did on the bottom. All the way around. So I'm totally fascinated with this business that's just exploding. And I really wanted to be in on it. Hopefully I'm not late to the game. But if you are watching and you're in Arkansas, comment for me. And when I look back, we'll chit chat. So I'm in Central Arkansas, born and raised here, been here all my life. So if you're watching from Arkansas, go Hogs. And if you're watching from somewhere else, let me know, because, you know, internet reaches all around the world. It'd be cool to see somebody from another country, but it also would be cool to see all the various states that I'm actually able to show this to. So cool. All right, we have 4 more, and then we will attach the sign. So I don't have any embellishments to put on this, but I really would like to find some. I may go to the dollar store if they're open. Don't even know if they're open, actually. They probably are. It's probably considered essential that I get my dollar store wreath embellishments. Just like Lowe's is essential, and Home Depot. My kid works at Lowe's. They've been swamped. Their sales are through the roof, I believe. 2 more, and then we'll be done with this, and we'll go to the sign. This is really cute, y'all. We also have a ribbon to make. I forgot about that. A bow, rather. So maybe we'll do that next. All right, there it is so far. Get all these little pieces off at some point. All right, so let me look at this. That's really cute. So I've got the sign that I can put in the very center, or I can offset it and put a big bow over here. If I put it in the center, it covers up that hole, which I like. But if I put it over here, I have a bigger place for the bow. I think I'll just put this in the center, and or maybe I'll offset it a little bit. That might work. Almost in the center with a big bow right there. Okay, so let's make a bow. So I use a Bow-Dabra. It's the first one I've tried. It works for me, so I'm going to continue to use it. I am going to try some of the others. I just haven't done so yet. All right, so I'm going to start out with the red. Let's see if we can get the video. I'm going to dovetail the end. So if I'm going to put this on the side, I can have some long tails. I'm going to do a 10-inch tail. Ah, look, there's a gathering right there. Well, that's a good place for a twist and a bow. So this is not double-sided, meaning that both sides are not pretty. You got an ugly side and you got a pretty side. So you always want the pretty side out. Well, this bow, this loop is going to curve back around, so we want the pretty side to be facing outward. So in order for that to happen, to make that happen, we have to twist the bow right here at the gathering point. This is the gathering point. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want 5-inch loops, so I'm gonna just set this center point here at this 18 mark, and then I'm gonna go all the way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to this 23 mark. I'm just going to kind of put my finger there and hold it, and that's going to be about a 5-inch loop. But remember, I've got to twist it. Okay, close enough. And the same on this side. We want 5 inches. I'm going to go to the 13. That looks about even. So I'm going to do a few more. I'm just going to measure with the loop underneath. I'm not going to measure with my grid. Now you can measure it with the grid if that's what you need to do. So I'm going to give this 5 loops. Sometimes it's easier if you're just beginning just to do even loops to where you end up with a tail on each side. But once you get used to it and knowing, figure out how to pull it over here when you tie it down, then you can do some odd loops. All right, so I really don't want to put both of my 2.5-inch ribbon together because I don't want 2 blacks to be on the top. So I'm going to use, or do I? Yeah, I think I'm just going to use 3, I'm going to use all 4 ribbon, but I'm not going to use much of the check. I'm just going to use a little bit. So I will start with the next one, which is the 4.5-inch ribbon. I'm going to only do 4 loops here. I did 5 for the first one. I'm going to do 4 here. I'm going to make these just a little bit smaller than the last one. So these are probably 4.5-inch loops. Just going to eyeball it. I'm going to pull this up, see if it matches. So this one's maybe just a little bit longer. So pull it in just a skosh. I do like this ribbon. This is country, but it's blue. Blue is really popular. The denim blue. I'm afraid, I don't know, this is just my guess, but I'm afraid my lovely, beloved teal, turquoise, and aqua blue may be going out of favor. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to do the ticking next. This is the ribbon that's really thick. Can y'all see me okay? I think you can. So this is double-sided essentially. The black piping on this side is not as dark as this side, but it's so minimal of a difference that I'm gonna treat it as if it is a double-sided ribbon. And it is so thick that it will help me that I don't have to twist it. So I'm going to make this one just a little bit shorter still than the one below it. And I'm going to eyeball it and see if I think that it matches. Maybe. Let's pull it up and measure. That's close. So I think on this one I'm going to do 3. I did 5, and then 5 loops on the first one, 4 loops on the next one, and I'm doing 3 loops here. We'll see how this turns out. We'll see. Let's go ahead and dovetail. So now I am gonna do this ribbon, but I'm only gonna do 2. And this is really thin ribbon, so I really didn't want a bunch of loops of this because it's not gonna hold up. And I'm gonna do these really small because they're gonna be in the center. Let's see if I can straighten this up. That looks about right. Dovetail it. All right, now I'm going to slide a zip tie underneath there. I'm going to choose a black color one so that maybe it won't be seen. Let's see if these match. This one's a little bit longer, so I'm going to pull it in. Okay, so I'm going to lift this up a little bit. I'm going to slide a zip tie in through this. I'm going to pull it up. So I'm going to start to tighten it down as I'm pulling this up. I'm not going to tighten it down all the way just yet. So you want to try to maintain this line that you've created with your ribbon. So I'm going to spin this around to the back side, trying to maintain that line. I'm going to tighten it up just a little bit more. Okay. I'm going to get a wire through the back before I tighten it down anymore. All right, so another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my ribbon are coming out of here the way I want it. So this is going to be, if I just left this hang normally, it's going to be, the back side's going to be showing. So I need to make sure that this is twisted really well before I tighten that down. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to go through here and make sure that all of these edges are pulled up and untwist these a little bit so that as they're going into the bundle, that there aren't any folded edges as best you can. Try to straighten out your edges. That one looks pretty good. That one looks good. Let's do it on this side. That looks pretty good. All of those look pretty good. That one needs to be pulled out a little bit. That one looks pretty good. So this edge, see how it's folded right there? So I'm going to straighten that out a little bit to like that. All right, so all of that looks pretty good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this down as best I can, trying to maintain this line. It's gotten off a little bit, but here we go. Tighten, tighten, tighten. Now I'm gonna clip that off. All right, so now I've got my wire through here. But remember, I've got 2 ribbon that are on one side. So I need to make sure that they're pulled over to different sides. So the same thing happened with the black ticking ribbon. Okay, so I'm gonna pull each of the reds over. There's a blue, there's a black. So I'm gonna pull this black over here. There's a black and there's a black. So now what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna take the ribbon or the wire and go around it with it separated, just to keep that separation. There you go. So now we're going to fluff this out a little bit. You can fluff it in your hand or you can fluff it on a fluff box. I love a fluff box, but I didn't have the wire cut in time for the video, so I just went with what I had, and it's really short. Oh yeah, that one was 3. So that one just has 3. This one has 4. So I'm going to offset all of these. So in between each of these loops, I'm going to have these loops. And then in between each of the blue loops, I'm going to have the red. So there's one red. There's a red. And there's a red. All right, let's pull this down here. I really need my fluff box, but that's okay. I think you probably see where I'm going with this, right? There it is. Yeah, that's gonna be cute, cute, cute. All right, so that's gonna go about right here. Let's see if we can go ahead and put it on. And then once you get it on, you can fluff it some more once it's attached and secured. So I'm just running this through the mesh and through the greenery. Actually, I think I'm gonna need to pull it over a little bit more laterally to the side. All right, so we're gonna twist it off just a little, just for now, just to keep it here. I've shortened myself on this wire, so. Okay, so there's the bow. And now we're gonna put the sign on, and the sign's gonna go about right there. So let's see. Let me turn around so I can see. So I'm going to put a hole at the top and the bottom of the sign and run a wire through it. I can find my tool. So you use a beadsmith tool, which is like a hole punch. It is a hole punch. So I'm going to put one right here. This is a beadsmith tool, and it punches the hole. And you want to go from the top side of your, and just get a rough estimate of where you want it. I think I want mine right there. Try to keep it in the black. And then on the opposite corner of that. Okay, so now I'm going to put some wire through it. See if I can find my silver wire. So this is really thin wire. It's too thin for this application, but I'm going to go ahead and affix it now, and I'm going to get some thicker wire and change it out later. But I just want to go ahead and finish it off so you guys can see. So we're going to run the wire through the little holes that you've punched. If I can get them in there. Silver wire tends to disappear better than green wire. So, especially on this, it's black and white. You could see how that would disappear better. So just run a piece of wire through there. Twist it. Don't twist it too much because it might come off. And we're just going to wrap it around loosely for now, since I'm going to have to come back and redo it later. That one may be a little bit too tight because it's wanting to bury itself. So I'll do this one a little bit loose, and we'll loosen that one up. Do a few twists just to get the idea. We'll loosen that one up because it's a little too tight. Now let's fluff these back up. I'm going to twist this bow so that it's going this direction. That is too cute, y'all. And that's it. Let's see if we can get a better shot of it. Alright, y'all. That's it. Took about an hour. I'm going to see if I can find some embellishments to put here and there so that it will fill in just a little bit more, but that's super cute. So if you'd like to purchase this, it's going to be listed on my Etsy shop, and I don't know what a price is yet, but I'll figure that up too. And there is another one on the Etsy shop. I'll show you a picture of it. Here's another one that I made. Not your traditional hero colors. More feminine. Teals, reds, pinks. And what does it say? It says, not all heroes wear capes. Mine wear scrubs. Alright, y'all. Thank you for joining me. Again, my shop is Teal Lollipops on Etsy. And my YouTube channel is Teal Lollipops. I would appreciate it if you would join by following me, liking this video, sharing this video, giving it a thumbs up, a heart. All of that helps. So thank you so much for joining me, guys. See you soon.